Hi everyone, welcome back. In today's session, we are going to understand RabbitMQ in a very simple and interview-friendly way. RabbitMQ is one of the most important message brokers used in distributed systems, microservices, background processing, event-driven systems, and asynchronous communication. If you are preparing for backend or microservices interviews, you will definitely face RabbitMQ questions. So let's start from the basics and go step by step. Let's begin with the first question. Question 1. What is RabbitMQ? RabbitMQ is an open source message broker. It works as a middle layer that helps different services communicate by sending and receiving messages. A producer sends messages to RabbitMQ and a consumer takes the messages out and processes them. RabbitMQ uses the AMQP protocol, which makes message communication reliable, consistent, and standardized across different systems. You can think of RabbitMQ as a post office where producers drop messages, RabbitMQ routes them to the right mailbox, and consumers pick them when they are ready. Question 2. What is the Advanced Message Queuing Protocol? AMQP. MQP stands for Advanced Message Queuing Protocol. It is a standard protocol for message communication used by RabbitMQ. It ensures messages are delivered safely and in the correct order, and it defines how producers, consumers, queues, and exchanges should behave. Because of AMQP, RabbitMQ systems can integrate with many languages and platforms without compatibility issues. Question 3. Explain the architecture of RabbitMQ. This is one of the most important interview questions. A producer is any application that sends a message. The message goes to an exchange, not directly to a queue. The exchange receives incoming messages and decides which queue should receive them, based on routing rules called bindings. A queue is simply a storage area where messages wait until a consumer reads them. A consumer receives messages from the queue and processes them. Bindings connect exchanges to queues and define how messages should be routed. A channel is a virtual connection created inside a single TCP connection. It allows producers and consumers to send multiple commands without opening many heavy connections. And finally, the RabbitMQ broker is the server itself, which manages exchanges, queues, bindings, routing, and message delivery. Question 4. What are exchanges in RabbitMQ and what are their types? Exchanges play a key role in routing messages. A direct exchange routes messages to queues based on an exact routing key match. A topic exchange routes messages based on pattern matching, which makes it useful for complex routing logic. A fan-out exchange sends messages to all queues connected to it, which is useful for broadcasting events. And a headers exchange routes messages using message headers instead of routing keys. Exchanges give RabbitMQ a lot of flexibility in how messages are delivered to queues. Question 5. What are queues in RabbitMQ and what are their properties? Queues in RabbitMQ are buffers that store messages until they are consumed by consumers. Key properties of queues include: a durable queue survives RabbitMQ restarts. An exclusive queue is used by only one connection and is deleted when that connection closes. An auto-delete queue is removed when its last consumer disconnects. A queue can also have a message time to live, so messages expire if they wait too long. And queues can support priority so that important messages are processed first. Question 6. How does message acknowledgement work in RabbitMQ? Acknowledgement ensures RabbitMQ knows whether a message was processed successfully. When a consumer receives a message, it must confirm that it has processed it by sending an acknowledgement. If a consumer crashes or fails before sending the acknowledgement, RabbitMQ will redeliver the message to another consumer. This mechanism prevents message loss and ensures reliable delivery. Question 7. What are RabbitMQ bindings and how do they work? A binding connects an exchange to a queue. It contains the routing rule that decides when a queue should receive a message. For example, a topic exchange may only route messages to a queue if the routing key pattern matches. Bindings allow RabbitMQ to support complex routing patterns used in microservices and event-driven designs. Question 8. Explain message delivery guarantees in RabbitMQ. At most, once delivery means a message is delivered 0 or 1 time, which means it may be lost. This happens when auto acknowledgements are used. At least once delivery means a message is delivered 1 or more times. Duplicates may occur, but the message will not be lost. This is the most common mode in RabbitMQ because it relies on manual acknowledgements. Exactly once delivery means a message is delivered only once with full consistency. RabbitMQ does not provide this automatically. Applications must handle idempotency to achieve exactly once behavior. Question 9. What is the purpose of the dead letter exchange (DLX) in RabbitMQ? A DLX is used to handle messages that cannot be delivered or processed. A message is sent to a DLX when it expires due to time to leave, when it is rejected by a consumer, or when a queue is full. DLX is helpful for monitoring failures, debugging issues, and creating retry mechanisms. Question 10. How can you ensure high availability in RabbitMQ? RabbitMQ supports clustering where multiple nodes work together. It supports mirrored queues where queues are replicated across nodes. It supports quorum queues which use the Raft algorithm and provide strong consistency and failover protection. We can also use load balancers to distribute traffic across nodes. These features make RabbitMQ highly available and fault tolerant. Question 11. What are some common use cases for RabbitMQ? RabbitMQ is commonly used for task queues, where background workers process heavy jobs like sending emails, generating reports, or resizing images. It is also used for event notifications, where multiple services need to react to a single event. RabbitMQ is used for message routing, log aggregation, stream processing, and microservices communication. Basically, whenever a system needs reliable asynchronous communication, RabbitMQ is a great choice. These interview questions cover the essential concepts you must know to work with RabbitMQ in real projects. If you understand producers, exchanges, queues, bindings, routing keys, acknowledgements, delivery guarantees, DLX, clustering, and use cases, you will be ready for most backend interviews. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.